So my name is JP Rodriguez. I live in Malvern. In terms of my daily commute, it differs from day to day. I'm a lawyer, so depending on what courthouse I'm going, I have an office downtown Toronto. I also teach downtown Toronto. So in terms of regularly, I'm taking a bus to Scarborough Town Centre and then taking the RT to Kennedy and then taking the Bloor Danforth line to either Sherbourne Station or Dundas Station. If I'm going to court, sometimes I'm going to court in Scarborough at Warden and Eglinton, or if I'm going to court downtown or uptown. I tend to drive part of the time and take the public transit whenever I can, depending on what the timing is. So it ranges from day to day. So all public transit would be beneficial in Scarborough to me because, for example, I can take the Eglinton LRT to go to court at Warden and Eglinton, or I can take if a subway extension, I can get off at Scarborough and get downtown that way. So for me, I'm fortunate enough that it's only one bus from Malvern to, it's the 134 Progress bus. It's about a 3-minute walk from my house to the closest bus stop, and then going in the morning, it's a lot quicker because I can time, obviously, with mobile apps and things like that when the bus is coming. So I jump on the bus. It's about 15 minutes to Scarborough Town Centre, and then onto the RT to Kennedy, another 10 minutes. And from Kennedy downtown, it's approximately half an hour. So it's about an hour 15 minutes, give or take. I think in terms of if there was not that connection at Scarborough, it might save about 5-10 minutes that you don't have that, if you miss the train, you're not waiting for the next train. On the way back, again, the same thing. The problem on the way back is once you get to Scarborough, the rapid transit, once you get off the train to get on the bus, if you miss your bus, you're waiting another 15-20 minutes there. I think definitely it's going to help students. Again, if you're a student at University of Toronto Scarborough campus, typically you're going by bus from Scarborough Town Centre or Kennedy Station to get there. Either you're going to take the York Mills, or if you're going to take I think there's a Rocket from Kennedy Station. Now you don't have to go that route. You can get onto an LRT. It's going to be faster. Again, schools are hubs, whether it's again in York, whether it's at Ryerson, or you're looking at now at Centennial and UTSC in Scarborough. The more access they have to rapid transit is going to be beneficial to them. That you're going to be able to get more students looking at UTSC. And again, if you're going from University of Toronto Scarborough campus, you're trying to get across to the city, easy way to get there, all the way across Eglinton. Very convenient before and after classes. And hopefully eventually they're looking at expanding that up to Shepherd, so that where I'm from in Northeast Scarborough, where we don't have access to rapid transit, that's something in the next 15-20 years that it can be further expanded to. That a lot of residents don't necessarily are engaged in terms of fighting for what it is that they need, that they've kind of become more complacent, that they've not realized that, look, we need to be out there advocating for better transit in our area. Even with what's being discussed, it's not, from where I'm from in Northeast Scarborough, they're not going to reap the benefits as much as those in the southern part of Scarborough, right? So in Northeast Scarborough, we need more access to rapid transit, and not just for people like myself who have access to driving. For example, 50% of Northeast Scarborough residents have less access to jobs in the community because they can't get there, or it's just not feasible to take 2 hours of buses to get to a location other where people from downtown who are on transit lines, they can get to those places. I think it's important that the right choice is made. I understand obviously people are anxious, they want to see something done, and since 1985 we've had promises given and taken away, and new promises put in and taken away, and delays and back and forth. But it doesn't mean that we should just jump in and say, look, we need to get something built and get it done right now because of what's happened over the last 30 years. I think it's what I would ask for these councillors is if take the time of their day is to put yourself in the shoes of a Scarborough resident and do the commute. I'd actually openly invite these councillors to get on the TTC, get on the Eglinton bus, and take the Eglinton bus from Kennedy Station out to the University of Toronto Scarborough campus, and look at why it's needed, why the Crosstown East LRT is needed to be built. Come to Malvern, go across on Shepherd Avenue East, Look at getting from Nielsen and Shepherd to Young and Shepherd. Look at how long that time takes. And now picture that if you have to do that every day for your job. Look at the same thing if you're looking at in terms of the subway. What are you going to save? And look at the real results that would that entail for people in the community. Until you can put yourself in those people's shoes, you're not going to really understand what it is that we're missing out here.